What's going on, everybody? Double Check Effect Sports Code coming at you guys with another video today. Shout out to all who have liked and subscribed to the channel. I do appreciate it. Wanted to hop on here tonight. I've been trying to make a pick every other day. I think that's a good way to go, just to make sure that we have some good notes on a game every other day. And I wanted to pop on again. We're going to revisit the Chicago White Sox and their crosstown rival, the Chicago Cubs. Now, this game is really interesting with the numerology today. And it ties back to the 1906 World Series featuring these two teams. Okay. And it was really interesting was, the game in which they're playing today, how many games they've played total since, and then the amount of months it's been since then. So wanted to tie that all together here today as we kind of dive into this. So bear with me here as we go. So the White Sox currently have 78 and 72 all-time record against the Cubs, including that World Series, which is going to be right here. So this will be their 151st game all time. So remember that 151 number as we're going through this, okay? Now we're heading back to the notes here. Sorry, this has been tough. All right. I noticed that from game one of that series on October 9th, 1906 to today is exactly 14 months. So we're going to take a look at that here. So notice you can see, from October 9th, 1906, day of game one of that World Series, to today is exactly a span of 14 months. Okay. Why is that interesting? Is because 14 squared is 196, right? Just like they're in the 1906, take away the 0 World Series. So 14 months, 14th squared number. How about that? This is going to also be their 151st meeting together, right? And notice that 151 is the composite number of, the 151st composite number of 196, right? So that's pretty crazy as well. So this game is super linked to this, World Series matchup that they had. Tribute to the 1906, 151st composite number, 151st matchup all time. Okay, so these are the notes that I see. And again, it's very tricky today. It could go either way. So this is a very tricky one, and I want you guys to kind of see, what we got and how each could make sense. So we're going to walk through this. This also marks the 36-year anniversary of the first night game to be played in Wrigley Field, right? So they're at guaranteed rates field tonight on the south side. But I wanted to go back to that because I think it's interesting. In this game, it was the first game, if you'll remember, back in 1988, on August 8th, the game was rained out, so the game never happened. So the game was ended in the 4th inning. There was a new game that started the next day, so that was the first official game, which was on 8/9/1988, featuring the Mets and the Cubs. And what was interesting about, the pitcher, okay, pitcher, I have to look up his name real quick, but I noticed he is number 36 in this game, okay, and that was exactly 36 years ago to the day. And have you know that the Cubs won that game 4-6, right? So that was 36 years ago. In tribute to, number 36 on the Cubs winning this game, the first night game ever to be played. So again, Wrigley Field always had daytime games. They never played until this game in 1988, city ordinance law or whatever. So that's a unique feature about tonight as well. Okay, we're going to go over some reasons why each team looks good. The White Sox record's 28 and 89. Today is a 61-day numerology and the 222nd day of the year. Okay, so the White Sox can become 2 and 22 in their last 24 games, but can also move to 1 and 23 in the last 24 games, right? So that's a little concerning, just because, and they're very, White Sox, Chicago. Oh, shoot, I can't. White Sox, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so they can be 1 and 23 in their last 24 games. So that's a red flag there. So we want to be mindful of that because they really double coded this game. And we're going to continue to look and see if we can find some more clues here. So they can pick up their 79th win, the White Sox can, all time against them, and that's the 22nd prime number on the 222 day of the year. Okay, and remember, as we talked about in a previous community video I put out, slide about how the White Sox have a very palindrome record. Shout out to one of our subscribers for pointing that out. He mentioned that the White Sox were almost dead even, and with a win today, they can match that palindrome. Okay, of 9-6-1-2 and 9-6-1-2 all time. So they're chasing that. And I thought what was interesting about this number, 9612, is the 10942 composite number. Okay, so let's double check that just to make sure, just because it's kind of a lot. So it was 1 6. What was it? I'm so sorry. Have had a long day here. 9612. Got it. Okay. Let's just, let's start over. Okay. 962. Okay. So, right here, the 9612 composite number is 10942. Okay. Kind of like the game in which the World Series began, right? So we began on October 9th, 10-9, and the White Sox won the series 4-2 to commemorate that number, perhaps, right? So, again, it's looking good for the White Sox here. There's more evidence for them than the Cubs. Again, how you could say we're going to be careful, right? We just want to be careful. This game was too close to call. So I wanted to go with the under tonight, okay? So the reason I like that, and you could put the White Sox at +1.5 to be safe. I could see this game being a pitcher's duel, okay? I think it's going to be in tribute to the White Sox nickname of this World Series. So they had a nickname of this World Series. So if you look, this is what stood out to me. The White Sox, known as the Hitless Wonders, after finishing with the worst team batting average, kind of like now, in the American League, beat the Cubs in 6 games for one of the greatest upsets in series history, as the Sox outpitched the Cubs in the first 2 wins and out-hit them in their last 2, okay? And then, again, the phrase, where am I at? So let's type the Hitless Wonders equals 79, okay? The Hitless Wonders, and the White Sox could pick up, their 79th win all time in tribute to their nickname, the Hitless Wonders, okay? Again, if I were you, I would be safe and go with the under tonight. Under 8.5 is what I'm going to do. And then again, if you want to tag along the White Sox +1.5, I think that's a safe bet. But again, I think it's going to be a lower scoring game. Again, you also have to be careful with the fact that the Cubs did win 36 years ago with number 36 pitching on the mound in this memory commemorating the Wrigley Field lights opener. So yeah, as far as the prediction today goes, I like the under 8.5 to hit tonight as a lock pick. So Double Check Effect Sports Code coming at you with another video. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and hope you have a great weekend. Take care now.